Guys hear me now? Sorry about that. Hopefully that should work now. I have my built-in microphone working. Guys hear me now? I have my Okay, so sorry about that. Sorry we're starting 1 minute late. Glad that you guys could join in. For those who are new, my name is Avery Smith. I am a programmer with ExxonMobil. I'm getting my master's in data science right now from Georgia Tech as well. This is just an introductory class to Python. I'm just trying to do some fun things during the quarantine for COVID that might be entertaining. So instead of just like going through whiteboard exercises or just learning the basics of Python, I thought it would be fun to do some like fun games to do during Python. So we have people all over taking this course, some college students, some older, some elementary school students. So I'm going to try to make this applicable to all of you guys as I possibly can. And I hope that you find it useful. If nothing else, it's just a chance to be exposed to Python and learn some more about it. So I'm in the chats, so if you guys need help with anything in the chats, feel free to type it in. I am on a slight delay when I'm broadcasting to you guys, so it might take me a second to get you there. But hopefully everything's working in there, and if it's not, feel free to tell me. I'll try to help you guys as much as I can with your individual work. You guys can send me emails, and I'll show you how to do that. So we'll go ahead and get started by opening a Python IDE, place where you can write Python and a computer can interpret it. So what I'm actually on, I'm going to make myself small in this right-hand corner. So what I'm actually using, last class we used Repellent, and I haven't found anything that's like that much better, so I'm going to go ahead and paste that into the chat. Hopefully you guys are able to see that. And hopefully you guys are able to see that I have it pulled up right here on my screen. I'll go ahead and I'm going to make, sorry, I noticed that this could be a little bit smaller. Let's see. Yeah, like that maybe. All right. That way you see my whole screen. I'm going to go ahead and hit this new repel over here and choose a Python and give it a name. And so I'm going to call this, what are we doing today? Mario Party. Okay. So I'm creating that account. So once again, that's just repel.it. If you guys just search repel Python on Google, it should pull it up. But I put the link in the corner. And then once you get there, you want to hit new repel and choose Python and give it a name. And I'm not going to do that because I already did that. But hopefully you guys are able to get that far. And it pulls up this page. And for those who were with me last week, we learned that on the left-hand side, we have code that we write, instructions to the computer. And then on the right-hand side, in this black section, is where the computer actually acts on our code. So today, we're going to be trying to build Mario Party. I'm going to pull up what Mario Party is real fast. So if you haven't played Mario Party before, it's a game from Nintendo. You know, it's really old. I don't know what the latest one is, maybe like 8 or something like that. It's very similar to Monopoly. I'm not super familiar with all of the rules, so we're going to kind of play a simple version of it today, where basically you have a board and characters and you roll a dice and you're trying to get to a final destination. That's kind of the goal. And we're going to do a simple version of it, but it should be pretty fun. I'm going to be doing this for the first time. So it might take a little bit of an iterative process. But I hope that I do that kind of on purpose because programming is really iterative and it takes a lot of Googling and it takes a lot of errors. So hopefully you'll be able to enjoy it and have fun. The first thing I'm going to do is just write out the instructions in this browser for us, the writers, to understand. I told everyone last time that if you're writing in Python, a computer has to be able to read it in Python. If you don't want the computer to read it in Python, you have to write it on this page with hashtags in front of it. Anything with a hashtag is commented out and the computer won't read it. So in this instance, I'm going to be writing the instructions to the game, simple Mario Party game. So in Mario Party, so let's just write Mario Party game. And so what I suggest you guys doing at home is maybe having me on one half the screen and then typing on the other half the screen. That way you guys can kind of see what I type and then copy it down. So to Mario Party, there's a few things. You have these characters like Mario or Luigi or Bowser or Peach or Daisy. And these characters, I guess you're going to have, everyone's going to start, what do we do here, start at home base. So everyone's going to start, let's go back to the pictures. Mario Party in action. It's very similar to a board game, perfect. Board in one place. So in this case, everyone's starting here. And the ultimate goal is we're gonna simplify it. I know this isn't exactly how it is played out, but the ultimate goal is to have the most stars at the end, the most points. You get points by traveling from, for instance, the starting space to like an ending space and picking up things on the way. We're just gonna kind of make it a race to start off, and we'll see how far we get today. We may add stars and trapdoors and different bonuses just depending on how far and how quickly we go. So we're going to have this board, so we have to create a board. We know that's a thing we have to do. So start at a home base, and then we're going to have, we'll call it a journey path. So where are all of the characters going to go? Because you can see in this image, you can go up here, and then left, and then over the bridge, and stuff like that. Once again, ours will be much more simple. It'll only be 2D as well. So you have to create journey path. Create journey path. I want to make sure we add create a home base or a finish line, so we have somewhere for our people to go at the end. And then we have to do create rolls. So the way it works in Mario Party is you roll a dice, and that dice determines how many spaces you move forward. So that's basically all we'll need to do, and then finally we'll have to determine winners. Okay, so that's what we're planning on doing. I hope that sounds good, and I hope that's straightforward. I hope that you're caught up, and if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm watching the chat periodically. I'm happy to help. One thing you can do if you get stuck, I know we had some people get stuck last time, is you can actually invite me to your board. So you can, if you invite me to this, I can look at your code individually if you get stuck and try to troubleshoot it. So I think if you just type in here Avery Data, let's see, apparently it couldn't find me. That's my name though. Or you can do my email, which is averyjs@gmail.com. So I'll go ahead and throw that in the chat just in case you guys need it. You guys are smart. I can also troubleshoot in the chat if you tell me as well. All right, so let's get started. So the way I want to get started is we're going to list out our characters. So let's start with four characters. There's Toad as well. Let's do Mario I always spell this word wrong, characters. This is a YouTube. I'll let you guys choose what characters you want. What characters do you guys want to include? We're going to list them right now. Put them in the chat. So I'm going to vote for Mario. 1 vote for Mario. All right. But you guys can choose. Go ahead in the chat. Tell me who you want to include in this game. And we're going to create a simple list. So we're going to call it characters list. We're going to fill that list with strings of character names that are going to be in our game. Let's choose maybe 4 or so, and we'll get those in. Okay. The next thing I want to do is we actually we want to import some libraries. So some libraries I know we're going to use. I'm actually just going to put this at the top. Import libraries /modules. Now what these are, all right, we got some people voting. We got a Diddy Kong, we got a Boom Boom. I don't even know who Boom Boom is, so I'll have to figure that out. We got Diddy Kong though, that's a good vote. Okay, so back to the modules. Python comes with a lot of built-in modules, but doesn't have all the modules you possibly need it to have. So what you can do is load in some new ones by typing import, and I know I'm going to need NumPy. That's a math module that's going to help us do some of our random stuff. I'm going to change the name of NumPy to NP just so I don't have to write it the whole time. Plot lib.pyplot as PLT. What this is Python's like most basic default plotting structure. So it's going to be really easy and really nice for us to plot stuff eventually. I'm going to just run that. Actually, let's get the characters list. Let's look at the vote. We had Boom Boom, Diddy Kong, and Waluigi. All right. So that's our votes. If you guys didn't vote and you guys don't like these people, it's only because you didn't vote. All right, so we have Mario, Diddy, Kong, oops. And so once again, these are strings. You're just putting them in with a single quotation. Diddy Kong, Waluigi. I don't even know who this Boom Boom guy is. Let's see if I can find that out. Boom Boom Mario. Go ahead and try to run this and see if it gives us any errors. All right. Sorry. I do that real fast. So we have our 4 characters. Did it run? Okay, it looks like it ran, but nothing happened. Okay, and that actually reminds me, in order to see that this stuff's running and make sure our code's working, why don't we add instructions here, like we did last time, and do some prints. So let's call print is a way that you just push text onto your terminal for Python. So I'm just going to do print. I'm going to call this Mario Party in Python. All right, and then I'm going to say print simple board game creation of the popular game Mario Party. Players, yeah, that's good enough for now. I'm going to hit run just so I can see that my code is actually running and making it to the end. And it looks like it is. So far, so good. Okay. So we've created this characters list, and I can print out. Maybe I'll print characters. Did I spell it right? I always spell it wrong. All right, looks good. Characters. And maybe I do that, and then maybe I do an enter. I'm just going to type in print characters list. And you saw it popped up. I could just hit tab to finish it like that. So I'm going to go ahead and run. All right, nice. So I printed out my characters of Mario, Diddy Kong, Waluigi, and Boom Boom. Perfect. Great. Off to a good start. Any questions so far? Hopefully I'm going at a good pace. If not, go ahead and tell me in the comments on the right-hand side. And I'll keep moving on. All right, so start at a home base. So what we're going to do is we're going to use matplotlib as our plotting for our game board. So what we're going to do is make a game board. And what I kind of want this game board to look like, I'll draw on this whiteboard so you can see, is, well, maybe I'll draw, yeah, I'll draw on the whiteboard. All right. So, sorry, no, not ideal, but something like that. Just kind of a rectangular path for the characters to go on. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use, and now I'm doing this real time so you guys can learn how I would learn how to do this, is I'm going to go into, I know I have to draw lines, right? So I'm going to do drawing lines in Matplotlib, okay? All right. How to draw a line with Matplotlib. Stack Overflow is a really good resource. A lot of coding is just putting, just Googling things and finding it. Stack Overflow is a really good resource. I saw a comment. You never said put the code down. Oh yeah. So something I should say is I'm hitting enter on all of these. Each line of code only is on one line. So make sure you press enter in between all your different statements. Sorry if that wasn't clear. And make sure that there are no spaces. So for instance, if I put a space here and hit run, it's going to fail because Python doesn't like to have spaces. So make sure all of your spaces are on the left-hand side and there's an enter between everyone. Okay, so now I'm going to make myself smaller again because I'm doing less explanation. All right, so now we're going to get these lines. So for instance, this is a really good line, right? Where it just drew straight right here. But actually, the way I want to think about it is I want to have a grid, okay? And in this plot grid, I'm going to have space 1, 1, for instance. Let's draw it on this real fast. So 1, 1. All right. So there's 1, 1, and then I'm going to move it up to 2, 1. All right, and then to 3, 1, like that. Okay. And each one of those is going to be part of my path, but I want all of those to be connected, but I also want them to be one step so that when we roll, we know how many places to go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a list of X's and Y's that I'm going to plot so that I can make this. So each one of these is a step. So we have a step in the, I'm going to call in the horizontal direction, X, a step in the vertical direction, Y, okay? So X and Y. So the first, I'm going to start, everyone start at 1, 1 in this grid, okay? So that means the X is 1 and the Y is 1, okay? And then I want to go, let's go straight up. So X stays 1 and Y goes to 2. Okay, so let's just start right there. I'm kind of cheating because I'm making my my home base and my journey path all in the same step. So I'm gonna actually, just for clarity's sake, kind of put these in the same section. Okay, so I just moved that up there. All right, so now I have these two data points. So just 2 data points. I just want to plot those. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just do plt.plot of X and Y, okay? So PLT was what we pulled in earlier, this matplotlib.pyplot, which is like the simplest Python plotting platform out there. Really simple. I know there's better ones we could use, but we're just starting really easy. And then I'm just calling that library. I'm calling the plot function. So if you use a library and then a dot, it gives you all of the functions available. So for instance, plt dot, I can look at all of these. I can scroll down and see all the different functions. So I know it's plots is the one I want to use. So here's a couple. And it even tells you how to do everything right here. I'm going to plot X, comma, Y. And what that's going to do is plot the X's against the Y's. All right? And then the last thing you have to do is do plt.show. And what it's going to do is show the graph. Okay? I've actually never used Repellent to show graphs, so I'm hoping that'll work okay. And it didn't, so that's not good. Okay, so what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do plt, I know this one works, is save fig, okay? What that does is it saves the graph instead. So maybe we won't display it, we'll save it. Like I said, I don't use Repellent ever. This website, I only use it to teach just because I think it's a good teaching place. so I'm not super experienced with it. But you can save, let's just call it the map as a PNG. And if you do that, it should pop up on this left-hand side. So let's see if that works. All right, we have this file popped up, and let's see if we can look at it. Nice, okay? So perfect, like I said, we have this graph where it goes from 1 to 2, which is exactly what we wanted, okay? Now let's say we wanted to, all right, do I have everyone that far? I'm gonna ask if anyone else has any questions, just because it's gonna get, I guess not more complicated, but a little bit more complicated. Hopefully everyone has this so far. I'll go ahead and just throw this in the text, just in case you were behind. You can just copy and paste this into the, oh, there's a character limit. I will not copy and paste that in. I could potentially invite you or share it, I guess. Actually, if you go to, you should be able to see my page. I guess if you have, oh, okay. James, you're stuck? Okay. Well, what error are you getting, James? If you want to copy and paste the error into the chat, that'd be awesome. Otherwise, you can invite me to view it, and I could look at it real fast. You can invite me by adding my email down here, or copying and pasting this link into the chat. Either way, and I could take a look at it. If you are stuck, I would encourage, make sure that all of you guys have no spaces in front of any of your lines, or that make sure you have parentheses on all of your prints. So all prints have a start and end parenthesis. Make sure your list has square brackets, a start and square bracket. Those are key things, really easy to mess up on. Happens to me all the time. I'm going to just check my email just in case any of you guys sent me an email with the information. How did you access the graph after entering line 22? All right, I'll show that again. Stephen, so once you've done line 22, it should be created a PNG, a picture file. It should be saved in your directory inside of Repellent. And so it should be up here in the top left corner underneath your main.py. There should be a file called map.png, and I just clicked on it right here. And it looks like you can probably delete it, or you can download it to your computer. It's not that cool yet, so I wouldn't download it yet. And I just realized this is going to be a little bit more complicated, but it's okay. We can do it. We got this. I'm just confused on how this works. Okay, that's understandable, James. I'll give a little bit more of an explanation. Python knows this certain language. Your computer knows this language, Python, I guess I should say. And there are certain key elements that tell the computer to understand what to understand. So for instance, it knows that whenever you put print, so I'm just going to throw print over here, hello, it knows to print that. If I just do print hello, it fails because it's not a string. So anything that has parentheses with the quotations will print. Other functions, so print is a built-in function within Python. Other things like, for instance, x, if we divided x, which is a list, has two numbers, 1 and 1. So these are the two x numbers. If I say x, 1 and 1, well, I guess that worked because it's a tuple, but that's too complicated. But if I do x equals 1, 1, that makes it a list. And now I can look at my list, and I see it there. Okay? So, James, is there anything specifically you need a little bit more into? Or if there is something specifically, I'm happy to go offline about it as well. Hopefully that clears some things up. The other thing I want to clear up is these libraries. These libraries are just like extra Python functions that you can just download from Python. Python doesn't include them initially because if it included all of them, it would be a really big file. And so these are like add-ons, modular add-ons you can put onto Python. and you can use those functions to do more complicated things. Okay, so at this point, I think I'm going to move on, and I'm going to make our third point. So right now, we have, let me draw this a little bit better. So on our grid, we have this point right here, the start. Okay, that's 1, 1. And then 1, 2 is right here. Okay, so this is on a grid, remember. This is 1, 1. This is 1, 2. Our next point, 2, but then it's going to be on the second point of the x-axis. So we have 2, 2 next. Okay? I don't know if that's backwards for you guys. It probably is, and I'm sorry. But there's, we're going to make this, just trust me on this. Our next point is 2, 2. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and run this and save the figure again. Just rerun everything and take a look at it. Okay, so now see we have from 1, 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 2. Okay, so we're off to making our journey start. And this is taking a little bit longer than I thought, so I'm going to try to speed up a little bit. What I'm going to do really fast is I'm going to do a Google search because I can't remember how to do this, in all honesty. So matplotlib set x-axis limits. The biggest number is 10 in both directions, just so it looks more like a board game map. So I'm just going to click on this. Usually if you Google a question, if you frame it right, the first one will be pretty useful. Okay, and this works perfectly. I just need to set, so here's the PLT library that we've been using. There's a function called xlimit and ylimit right here, and you set the minimum and the maximum. So I'm going to do, just copy and paste this into, actually I write it out because I know you guys have to write it out, right? plt.xlim, there it is, all right? The minimum I want is 0, and the maximum I want is 10, okay? I'm going to do the same thing for the y-axis limits too. 0, 10. All right? So now if I regraph this, if I hit run, green run button at the top, and recheck the graph left-hand side over here, you can see that I still have the same plot of 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, but now the graph is a little bit bigger. Okay? Does that make sense? So now what I'm going to do is just kind of continue to add on to my map. It doesn't really necessarily matter how you add on to your map. You can kind of create your own map at this point of whatever you want, whatever directions you want. I would move in increments of square increments of 1, just because it's going to be easier. But we can make it look however we want. So I'm going to make mine go straight 2 more times, so straight in that x direction. So I added 2 more 2s. Oh wait, no, actually that would be 3 and 4 because I'm moving in the x direction. The y direction is holding constant at 2. So now I should go up, I should go right 1, right 2, right 3. Oh, perfect, lazy son. I'm glad this makes perfect sense. I'm glad to hear this. So here we go. I hit run. I'm in the top left corner again. Check on my graph. So I went up 1, right 2, right 3. Okay? Perfect. So now I have this little bit of this map. Okay? And just for simplicity's sake, we could make this really complicated, but I'm looking at the clock. We're at 11:30. We want to finish within an hour. We haven't even gotten to the characters yet. This is a big part though, so totally understand it's taking a while. This is kind of the main part, I guess you could say. So we have this path, right? I'm going to make mine go up now, so I'm going to keep the x-axis at 4. I'm going to make the y-axis at 3. Let's do that 2 times, I think. So then the y has to go to 4. So I'm just incrementing 1 each time I step up. step right, step up, step right. Okay, now, so I've gone up 2. Maybe I want to go right 2 now. So my x is going to get bigger, 5, 6, and my y, since it's just going flat line, is going to stay the same. So 4 and 4, okay? And let's go up a little bit more. Let's go up 2 more. 5, 6. So really, it doesn't really matter what your graph is going to look like. So if you don't do it exactly like mine, that's fine. I'm making my graph kind of just simple, like up, right, up, right, up. Should we go down? Maybe we'll go all the way up to 10 here. Also, don't want to have too many turns. Okay, so to be honest, that looks fine for right now. It doesn't have to look. If we were going really hard, we might want to make it like look really cool and intricate, but that's fine for me. So instead of going all the way to 10 and 10, maybe I'll go to. I went up to 6, so going up to 7 is probably enough. So I'm just adjusting these to make the axes not go up all the way to 10. So just to make my board look kind of full. Yeah, so here's my board. Okay, I'm actually going to teach you guys a new thing. So PLT, we have this plot now we've made. There's another function called title. You can add a title in here. So I'm going to call it Avery. Well, I'll call it Mario Party game board. Okay. And hit run. So this is once again just a string. It's inside single quotes. Title is the function that has parenthesis, parenthesis. I'm going to hit run. Okay, look at the graph. There's my title. Awesome, it's coming together, guys. Now, yeah, okay. So now what I want to do is, how does this work? Okay. All right. Is I want to plot. So okay, that's the journey path. Let's call it the journey path. I'm actually going to change the name to original journey path. Okay, that's what we're going to be starting with. Oh, but actually, before that, let's create the start and the finish line. So I guess what I was trying to tell you guys earlier. We'll start at home base. Do this, okay. So starting at home base, what does that mean? So that means I want to show where we're starting, which is 1, 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do PLT dot, and instead of plot this time, I'm going to use this thing called, can we use plot? We might be able to use plot. Let's try plot real fast. Plot x. Okay, but we don't want to plot the entire list of x's or the entire list of y's. I only want to plot, we already plotted those. We want to plot the first ones, and we want to make it like a green starting place, okay? So in Python, to say I want the first part of that element, you actually use square bracket 0, okay? So I want the first x and the first y, okay? And in here, you can say, I think color equals green, all right? I don't know if this is going to work, so bear with me. Let's test it out. Make myself a little bigger over here. All right, it ran with no problems. I don't see any red errors, so I'm going to check. And I notice I changed the name to original journey path. Okay, and that didn't work. So don't do that. Sorry. Change plot to scatter. Scatter allows for one unit at a time. And I wonder, let me see if I can do that again. Scatter. And see how it takes in the C? So that stands for color. So I'm just going to do C equals green. And let's see if that works. Oh, and it doesn't know. Oh, I spelled scatter wrong. Make sure you spell scatter right. All right, let's try again. All right, check original journey path. Nice. So see how we have this green line or this green dot right here? That's exactly what we wanted. That's showing the starting place, okay? We also want to show the finish line, right? So I'm just going to actually copy this down here. And so this is 0, 0, got the first point in the list. -1 and -1 will get us the last point, the finish line. And maybe we want to make this yellow, okay? So we're going to plot the starting point in green and the finish point in yellow. Or should it be red? No, because Mario is going to be red, okay? All right, so let's click run. It's yellow because it's supposed to be gold, you know, like a star in the game. All right, and there's our star at the end, okay? Those are kind of small, so what I'm going to go in and here is type in and see how it's going to give me these options right here. I think I can do S equals, I don't know, 10. Let's try that. And S equals 10. S stands for size, okay? Oh, perfect. Joseph S. already asked this question. Sorry, Joseph, I didn't even see your question, and you're already on the right track. Yeah, this S equals 10 should change the size, if I remember correctly. So let's test it out. All right, check our graph. And, okay, I think the dot got smaller, right? The dot size changed, but it was small. But now we look at it, and it's bigger. It's bigger, but still not as big as I'd like it, to be honest. So I'm going to make it 100. All right, run. All right, and now click on this. All right. To be honest, I'd still like it about twice that size. Programming is an iterative process, so you gotta figure out. It's just part of it. That's how you learn, is by trying. All right, that's good. So now we have a starting place and a finish place. Okay. Perfect. So now, and we saved the picture. All right. So that's our original journey. Oh wait, but now we have to. I want you to plot the characters. Plot characters. Okay. So all of the characters. So first off, all right, I'm going to teach you guys how to do this the more efficient way. It might be hard, but if you copy my code, you should be fine. So when in doubt, you can pause it and just write down my code, okay? So we're going to plot the characters as dots. Actually, you know what we should do is we'll have the characters be dots. Matplotlib marker type is what I'm going to look for. And you can actually change what the dot is. You can change it to, like for instance, we have it's defaulting to a circle, but maybe we want it to be a triangle, okay? So I'm going to use the triangle for both of them now. And I think you do that by doing comma. And then I'm looking, I see that it has marker equals none right there. So I'm going to do marker equals quote shift 6, gives you that little caret. I'm going to copy that. And you guys don't have to do that. I'm just trying to make it look a little different than the characters we're going to make it. Okay, now we're going to plot the character list. But first we have to decide what colors our characters are going to be, okay? So let's look at matplotlib. So I'm Googling again, matplotlib colors. It has some, you can do any color you want with the right hex or binary, but we want to stay to the easy colors. So I'm using green and yellow right now. Oh yeah, Mario's going to be red. Okay. So what I'm going to do is create another list. Okay. So I'm going to call it the color list. Square brackets. Okay. And I'm going to create it in strings. We got 20 minutes. You can get pretty far in 20 minutes. The color list is going to be, I'm going to do, I'm looking at the list up here. We have Mario first. So we're going to make Mario red because, of course, he's red. If we had more time, we'd make Diddy Kong brown. But for now, we'll make him blue, I guess. Okay, blue. We'll make, who's next? Waluigi, he can be purple, right? Is that the purple one? Waluigi. Oh yeah, he's purple. All right. So do we have a purple color? Magenta. Perfect. Magenta. And the last one was Boom Boom. He's kind of brown yellow. Probably yellow would be best. But we're going to make him black for right now. Okay. Black. Okay. So that's our color list for our characters. Okay. So now we want to add our characters onto our page. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a for loop. What else should I? No, I won't do a for loop. We won't make it complicated. We're running out of time. So what we want to do is plt plot, and we're going to do actually we're going to scatter the same thing right here as we did for the green home base, because everyone's starting there, right? Everyone's starting at home. But instead, we'll do color list in the 0th, because once again, to get that first element, Python's weird, it starts at 0. So I'm gonna paint Mario, okay, and that's gonna be him because it's gonna be red. The size we're gonna make smaller, maybe 50, and the marker, instead of the caret, we're gonna make it a circle, okay. So we're gonna do the same thing for all of the characters. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. But the color is going to change. 1, 2, 3. Okay, those are our characters. 1, 2, 3, 4. But if we do this, and I'm going to go ahead and hit run. Hopefully you guys are able to follow that. I'm going to go ahead and hit run. Hopefully have no errors. No errors. And it'll be saved here. Here's the problem. It saved all of them, and it's kind of hard to see here. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, okay. Still kind of hard to see, but it printed all of the circles on top of each other on top of the triangle. So we can't really see all the unique colors, okay? So what I'm going to do is just do a little hack where I'm going to get, we're going to Google it real fast, get random number between 0 and 1 Python. I'm just going to add a little bit to where I plot them so that you can see them a little bit better. Okay, that didn't work. Get random numbers between, I'll just type in that and do Python. -5 is a little too specific. So how to generate random numbers in Python. All right, so let's see. So, okay, so here's like generating between 0 and 1, which we could work, and then subtract 1. That could work. Should we do that? We'll do that because I know how to do it the other way, but it's just a little bit longer time. So back up at the libraries, I'm going to do import random dot random, I think. Is that what that was using? Let's see, random. Okay. Actually, we can just import random. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to speed through this just because we have 15 minutes. So feel free to ask questions afterwards and email me or message me in some way if you want to go over something more specifically. I'm just going to make sure this works right here. Random.random, and if I do that, it should give me a 0 or 1. Okay, perfect. So now I'm just going to take that phrase, and I'm just going to add a little bit, random. So I'm just adding a little bit in the X and Y direction to try to offset them so they're not like on top of each other. Oops, sorry. So just adding it to each X and each Y. Okay, hit run. All right, now let's look at the graph. Okay, see, this is what I was kind of afraid of, is it subtracts. So we have red, we have Mario, and then who's this? Waluigi, and then who is this? Diddy Kong, and then Boom Boom. And I added 1 to them, or 0 and 1, but it kind of moved everything over to the right quite a bit. So that's kind of why I wanted a number between 0 and 1. Or sorry, -5 and 0.5, it would have made that a little bit nicer. But just because we're running out of time, I'm just gonna kind of accept it, because I do want to get to this last section in the last 13 minutes. Okay, we did all this work. We have a board. The next thing we want to do is start playing, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna choose a number. So how big is our dice? I'm just gonna type in roll a dice Python. I could do this from scratch, but I'm trying to show you. I don't like that page actually, so maybe don't choose the first link and choose a different link. Dice rolling simulator in Python, perfect. Because that's what it is in Python, right? So this is the function right here I see, where I'm going to be using random.randint between 1 and 6. Okay, and we'll make our dice. We'll just call it dice size. We'll make it variable. We'll start with 6, or should we make it 4? We'll make it 4. Now I'll make it 6. Make a standard dice. Okay. So then this is going to create a random number from 1 to the size of our dice. Okay. And what we're going to do is do a loop, kind of. So we're going to start. Let's start with Mario. Start with Mario, okay? So if we're starting with Mario, Mario's going to roll the dice, and we'll call it Mario dice equals, and it's going to be a number between 1 and 6 in this case, okay? So now what we're going to do is Mario, instead of being where he was originally, and maybe we'll just do it this way. Instead of being where he was originally, which was right here, right? This is Mario, starting at 0, 0, or 1, 1, basically. He's going to be, instead of in the 0th and 0th, he's now going to be in the Mario dice position, because he just rolled, right? So start with Mario, first roll, okay? All right, Joseph said, can you use randint function on the characters? Almost, Joseph. That's a really good observation. There's a function for it. Let me see if I can find it for the heck of it. Random.rand. You can't do randint because int means integer. Let's see. Negative 0.5 to 0.5. Let's see. Random. Random, sorry. Let's try negative 0.5 to 0.5. Let's see if that works. Oh, wait, I can do it in here. Test it out. No, didn't like that. I know there's a way, I can't remember right now, but that's a good question, Joseph. You can't do randint because we'll just try it just to show. Randint. Because it's not integer. Integers are whole numbers, and 0.5 isn't. But that's a really good question. All right. So now we rolled the dice for Mario, and we've plotted his new position. Let's save it as Mario's first move. Don't put apostrophe unless you put a slash in front of it. But to be honest, don't put an apostrophe. It's just going to save. It's just a dumb Python thing. Don't put an apostrophe in the string. All right. So let's see. All right. So now I have the original journey path, right? This is where everyone started. Once again, they're starting here, despite what this looks like. It's just so I can see the dots. Not the best way of doing it. Okay. Now, we should print out, hold on. Let's do this. Oh, wait. I hit back. Hopefully everything's saved. I meant to go here. All right, we're good. They're all saved. So now that Mario made his first move, let's say that Mario made his first move in the title. Let's put it there for right now. We can make an annotation if we had more time, but we have 8 minutes left, so I'm trying to get this done. All right, so Mario, first move rolled, and then I'm going to do plus str to turn into a string, and I'm going to type in Mario dice. Okay, so that's going to make the title what Mario rolled. So let's see what Mario rolled, and this time it'll be different. Each time you do it, it's a different scenario because it's random, right? All right, let's see. All right, it ran Mario's first move. Oh, he only rolled a 1, so that means he just moved up to here, and then it's replotting him here. Doesn't look like he's that ahead of everyone else, okay? Okay, the next thing we want to do is, who's next? Is do Diddy Kong, right? So let's do, I'm just going to copy this whole thing, put it down here. I'm going to do Diddy Kong. Okay. And we can call it in, I'm going to say Diddy Kong first move. I'm going to call it, oh, and I actually realized I made a mistake. See how this is colorless 0 still? That means it's Mario. 1 would be Diddy Kong, so I'm going to hit run. And I know we're just out of time. Try to do this underneath an hour, so I might have to come back and refinish. But wow, so Mario rolled a 6 this time, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's all the way up here, okay? Oh, and it looks like I forgot to save. Oh, I saved it as the same name. Oh wait, Diddy Kong first move. Why didn't that save? I hit run again. Sorry. Let's see why I didn't save. I think it should be saving this. I thought. Let's see. Huh. It's not saving. I totally don't know why. First wall, Mario board. And you notice that we should erase it if we had more time. Also not totally sure why this isn't saving here. It could be some sort of memory issue with Repellent. I don't know how much memory we're allowed. Let's try one more time. Yeah, for some reason, I'm going to refresh my page. Let's see if that helps. Diddy Kong first move, it's there now. So I just had to refresh my page. So kind of a repel thing, I guess. Okay, and then you can see Diddy Kong's first move rolled a 3. So let's see Mario's first. Mario, oh, there's another mistake. See, I keep making mistakes. It's an iterative process. Because I'm printing out here Diddy Kong's first move, but I left it as Mario dices, not as Diddy Kong's dice. So I need to put that in here and then rerun. So once again, I hope you see that even though I've been programming for a while, I still make lots of mistakes and I have to check myself. All right, so here's the original. Then Mario made the first move, only got a 2. So it went 1, 2. So that's why there's a second red dot right there. Diddy Kong, which is the, what color is Diddy Kong? The blue, rolled a 1 and is actually right here. So once again, I really need to fix the random part. But we're about out of time. We'll keep doing it. We'll do one more iteration of everyone's roll, and then maybe we'll finish next week, next Monday. Diddy King roll. Let's do Waluigi. We do a loop normally, but I don't want to throw too much at you, so we're just going to do it by hand to start. So we're doing a Waluigi dice. So once again, we're going to move that much forward, okay, and then do Waluigi first move. Waluigi first move and hit run. Wait for it. Okay, done. So here's the original. Mario's first move, rolled a 2. Diddy Kong rolled a 6. Heck yeah, Diddy Kong. Almost at the win up here. And then Waluigi, oh, only rolled a 1. And it looks like I screwed up again. Did I screw up, guys? I sure did, because I didn't change the colorless to 2, even though it should be at 2. So I keep messing up. We'll do one more roll of Boom Boom. Boom Boom. Boom Boom. I'll just do Boom. Kind of lazy. We'll call it a Boom dice. And we'll go ahead and throw that there. And we know the color should change till 3. And the Boom dice needs to change here and here. All right, and let's hit run. All right, so original journey path looks like this. Mario's first move. Wow, Mario rolled a 6. Almost done. Then Diddy Kong rolled a 2, not bad. Waluigi also rolled a 2, now is tied with Diddy Kong, and Boom Boom rolled a 3. So after the first roll, Mario's in first, then Boom Boom, and then Waluigi and Diddy Kong. So you see, in an ideal world, I would then erase these guys, because obviously Mario can't be in 2 places at once. So I'd erase those guys, and then go to the next round once again of doing the rolls. And eventually you determine a winner by saying that, we're going to keep track of this Boom dice. The next turn when they roll, we're going to say Boom dice equals the old Boom dice, what they rolled last time, plus this new roll of the dice. And we keep adding up until the Boom dice or one of the characters is greater than however many of these we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So whoever basically gets to 11 first wins. So we didn't get that far. It's 12 o'clock. I got to get back to work. I know you guys have to get back to work or get back to school. So I'm going to call it good for today. But I think next week, we'll go ahead and finish this and make it look better and make it work better. I'll do some work over the next week to actually make sure that I fully know what I'm doing so you guys don't run into any errors. If you had errors today, please send me an email, send me a message, say something in the comments so that I can help you. I'm more than willing to look at your code and help you troubleshoot. Also, if you want to learn more or you learn about something specifically, send me a message, put it in the comments. I'm willing to hear from all of you. Once again, I'm going to be doing this every Monday at 11 a.m. same time. Just hoping to help someone, have fun, think not about the virus, learn a new skill, help your kids stay entertained. So hopefully this was fun and an uplifting experience. And sorry we didn't finish. We'll finish next week, hopefully. Feel free to try to finish on your own. If you do try, you can email me and say, hey, is this how you're going to do it and stuff like that. And next week, I think we'll go ahead and make it fun and make it a little bit faster to code. We'll go over some harder things. So once again, really appreciate you guys tuning in, and hope you guys tune in next week. Feel free to add anyone, invite anyone you want, add your friends, whoever. Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Have a good one.